Major creators on YouTube keep getting demonetized and banned from the platform. So I'm here to tell you that if you want to escape your 9 to 5 day job, never do these 112 things on your YouTube channel, or you might get banned for life. Like, seriously, I'm not making this up. I extracted YouTube's entire community guidelines policy framework, analyzed it, and found 112 potential policy violations you might accidentally be making on your YouTube channel. And some of these policies I'm about to go through, I can pretty much guarantee that you've never heard of them, or that you don't understand the hidden scope of them. So let's talk about how to wrap up your digital presence to keep YouTube happy. Something you probably won't have considered when making your videos is the problem of asset recycling. This is when you either repeat images or visuals or audio in your videos, which you've either used in previous videos on your channel, or those assets have been used repeatedly in other people's videos. Just to be clear here, this is not a licensing issue. Even if you have licenses, this presents a huge problem because it means using stock footage websites or licensed music could actually be in violation of YouTube's repetitive content policy, which is designed to prevent YouTubers from making generic videos with little difference between each other. It means that if you go onto YouTube and search something like Premiere Pro transition templates or whatever, and you borrow a free template from a video that has tens of thousands of views, chances are that template has been used on YouTube hundreds of thousands of times. And over time, YouTube starts to pick up on this, and if it spots that your channel is filled with these templates or digital assets that are already all over YouTube, it will view your content as unoriginal. This also connects to stealing content from other YouTubers or TikTokers or whoever has viral clips that you want to feature on your channel, which is a potential copyright violation as well. So the more a piece of content gets uploaded on YouTube, the more aggressive YouTube gets at detecting duplicates of it and suppressing new videos that are uploaded with those clips. And just to be clear here, because I'm sure some of you are thinking, well, what about fair use? Fair use is essentially irrelevant here, because YouTube can create whatever extreme interpretation of fair use that they want, which means even if you only use a screenshot of somebody else's video in your video and that creator tries to copyright strike you, YouTube will probably take that person's side, regardless of whether you used literally 1 frame, 1 second, or if you overlaid the clip with analysis and commentary. And yes, I am speaking from personal experience here. That one screenshot copyright strike ruined a whole channel that I had in the past. Let's talk about impersonation. Now, I'm sure you guys know that explicit impersonation on YouTube is a bannable offense, but what you won't know is even if you label your channel fan account and make disclaimers that you're not affiliated with the person your channel is about and that you don't use that person's voice, it could still classify as impersonation. YouTube's view here is that if there's even a slight chance a casual viewer would mistake your channel as being owned by the person your channel is about, you are impersonating that person and in violation of YouTube's policy. It doesn't matter what your channel name or icon is, if the overall feel of the channel is really connected to that famous person. If you're not quite grasping this yet and you feel like your channel is at risk, here's an analogy to help you. You know that saying that I can't give you a definition for what pop is, but I know it when I see it? That is YouTube's policy on impersonation. YouTube doesn't have any official rules on how many videos you are allowed to upload and of what length and how often you should upload them. That's for good reason, because there are really big media conglomerates like CNN or BBC or Disney that have hundreds of YouTube channels and upload thousands of times per day and are arguably not spam. But you are not Disney or CNN. You are a person, I think, unless you're an AI agent, in which case, I stand with you. Anyway, if you are a new YouTuber with very little channel history and with very little view volume and you suddenly start cranking out tens of videos per day from the same accounts and IP addresses and devices, YouTube is obviously going to get suspicious because how could one person possibly do that much that quickly? So if you do this, you're likely going to get shadow banned, because YouTube will view your account activity as harmful to the platform. And by shadow banned, what I really mean is your effective account trust score with YouTube falls, meaning YouTube is less likely to push your videos because it thinks they're spam. So as a general rule of thumb, when you're new to YouTube, you need to gradually increase your upload volume over time in a way that is believable, and you need to be considerate of how long your videos are. Like, if you upload 2-3 hour long videos per day from day one, YouTube is going to think that's auto-generated spam, and because of that, your channel won't grow. And whilst you're avoiding uploading too many videos, make sure you're not using the same thumbnail or even similar thumbnails in multiple videos. So YouTube has started to notice that people are copying other people's thumbnails over and over again, and they've started using Gemini to detect this. So not only can you not safely use the same thumbnail multiple times, you can't even use slight variations of that thumbnail repeatedly. Seriously here, I've built a thumbnail detection tool using Gemini, here it is, and you can see that even these two thumbnails, that by no means are identical, Gemini has clearly identified them as being very similar. So variety is the spice of YouTube now. That doesn't mean you can't repeat a certain thumbnail structure more than once, you just cannot do it repeatedly in a row if other parts of your channel are also repeated or artificial, like you're using an AI voiceover or you're using the same title framework in every video, because that would signal to YouTube that your content is inauthentic, which YouTube considers to be a violation of its repetitive content policy. So far we've covered asset recycling, impersonation, uploading too much, and spamming the same thumbnail, all of which risk you getting banned from YouTube. But the next policy violation is more subtle: fake news, spam, and deceptive practices. Oh, and if you're feeling confused or uncertain about whether any of your videos violate YouTube's policies, just click the link in the description to join my school community and we can get on a call every week to have a look at your videos together. Anyway, the scope of the fake news policy has rapidly expanded in the last few months on YouTube. It used to mean you couldn't just make up news stories and claim they were real, which makes sense because those videos are typically preying on old or sick people who don't realize that they're being conned. But today, YouTube has expanded this policy to also include things like make money online videos. Now, not every make money online video violates this policy, but according to YouTube's policy, anyone making videos with exaggerated claims, such as claims that viewers can get rich fast, are classified as scams. So if you title a video, how to make $1,000 a day with AI automations, that is subjectively against the guidelines. Because yes, in theory you could make $1,000 a day with AI automation, but if the framing of it implies you can do so in a really rapid time, like tomorrow or in 30 days, then YouTube could flag that as a scam. This is a tricky one for me to grapple with because I have absolutely seen people make an AI automation and sell it within a couple days, but that level of performance is an anomaly. The average person can't expect those results. Similarly, I've had students in my school community go from $0 to $400 a day in just a few days. Link in the description if you want to see proof of that and get my help on your YouTube channel. But again, those are not average results. So framing my video like this guy went from $0 to $400 a day in 10 days on YouTube might technically be true. But YouTube's view is very conservative on this and would rather I say something in non-monetary terms. And it's unclear what the boundary here is. Like, if I title the video in a first-person way, then I'm technically not saying you, i.e. the viewer, can do this. I'm just saying that I did it or one of my students did it. Maybe that's okay. Or maybe that's still implying too heavily the viewer could achieve the same results. Anyway, so far I've seen a few YouTube channels in the make money online niche get terminated for this, and typically these are the channels that in almost every video they really aggressively frame titles as make X amount of money in Y time. Sort of close to the fake news issue is misleading metadata or thumbnails. According to YouTube's policy, this is when you show something in a thumbnail or write something in the title or video description that does not appear in the video. This one has huge implications. For example, let's say I make a video called The 10 Richest Women of All Time, and on the thumbnail I have Cleopatra, Alice Walton, who owns a chunk of Walmart, and Taylor Swift. I think that's a pretty reasonable lineup. But the problem is, whilst Cleo and Walton are in the top 10, Taylor Swift isn't. So if I don't mention her in the video, I've misled the viewer, technically speaking. I find this a bit frustrating because sometimes parts of thumbnails are just there to help you make common associations, right? Taylor Swift is a billionaire, everyone knows who she is, and you might think she's in the top 10. Hence, it seems reasonable that I'd put her face on the thumbnail because you know her and you probably don't know who Alice Walton or most of the other people on the top 10 are. So you'd never click on that video. I view thumbnails like movie trailers. They give you a hint or flavor of what the movie is about, but sometimes the trailer includes scenes that are not in the final cut of the movie. I actually like this because I don't want the trailer to spoil the movie. And to that end, if I put the exact people on the thumbnail who were in the top 10 richest women of all time, then I'd have just spoiled the video and there'd be no point watching it. I haven't seen YouTube get that pedantic with this policy yet. I think it's more that you cannot say the main focus of the video is one thing in the title, thumbnail, and description, and then the video itself is totally different. Like if I had titled this video you're watching now, New York City drone footage, obviously that would have been misleading. As I said earlier, YouTube is using Gemini to analyze your videos, and that includes the script itself. So YouTube is looking for signs of mass video generation. So it's looking at things like the script structure, the exact phrases that are used, and whether the writing style looks particularly AI written. Popular channels that have been demonetized for this are ones like World War II Tales and all of its copycat channels. So how do you avoid getting caught in this? Because a lot of real human written videos probably have repetitive formats. If that's you, I'd say you have nothing to worry about, because there is no one single indicator that will get you demonetized for inauthentic content. But if you do use AI to write your scripts, then you need to build your AI agent to achieve the three following things. 1, it needs to dynamically adapt the script from one structure to another. 2, it needs to remove any AI habits in the writing. And 3, you need to train it on real human speech so the general prose feels human. You'll need to make really extensive and detailed prompts to achieve this, like literally several pages long each. And if you don't want to make them because it's effort, I totally get it. I wouldn't either, but I've done it anyway since it's my job. So again, you can get all of my prompting templates over in my School community. But the main thing you can do with any AI associated script is simply edit the script manually after it's been generated. There is no perfect substitution for organic human writing, even if my prompts are pretty sick. On the surface, circumvention is when you've been banned from YouTube in some way, whether it's being banned from the partner program or banned from the platform entirely, and then you try and gain access to the partner program or YouTube through sneaky ways. But what's even more important to realize is anyone who is connected to you who has been banned from YouTube could put you at risk of violating the circumvention policy. Let me explain this. I'm sure you know with your YouTube channel you can add viewers, editors, managers, or co-owners. And if you add, say, an editor that you hired as a freelancer on Upwork or Fiverr, you don't know if that person has been banned from YouTube before. If they have, and then you add them to your channel, then you might have just violated YouTube's circumvention policy. So how do you minimize this risk? Firstly, never add a stranger or random freelancer to your YouTube channel studio. Yeah, I realize that means you can't have a channel manager uploading videos for you, but at least you'll have peace of mind. Also, for all you know, that freelancer is uploading dozens of YouTube videos a day on multiple channels, all of which could act as negative signals to YouTube and result in the videos that your channel manager uploads being suppressed or shadow banned. This is kind of an unofficial feature, where YouTube suppresses impressions on new uploads from accounts or IPs they think are suspicious. Someone actually showed me an example of this a few months ago, where if one person on their team uploaded a video, it would get 0 impressions. But if another person uploaded that same video on the same channel, it would get thousands of impressions, suggesting the first person had either been shadow banned or fully banned from YouTube and was trying to circumvent their way around the policies, which you obviously shouldn't do. So now that you know how to behave on YouTube, you just need to know how to avoid your channel dying after having basically just one viral video. Watch this video to find out how.